Greg Murphy. He is the co-chair of the GOP Doctors Caucus, a doctor himself. Congressman, thank you very much for being here this morning. How would you compare the two leaders, Joe Biden and Donald Trump, when it comes to these cognitive abilities and general health?
You know, Maria, I think we're censoring too much on Biden's age. It's really more his incompetence. Yeah. You know, I have plenty of 81-year-old patients that are sharp as can be. And tell your co-host, by the way, that not all politicians are sleazy. I'm a surgeon. I'll go back to my day job. But anyway, it's not really his age. While he's gotten age, as he has aged more into cognitive decline, it's the fact that he's just not a very smart man to begin with. And then we add the age factor and the mental status factor, and that's really the difference. You know, President Trump, you know, some people don't like his demeanor, his mean tweets or whatever, but he's upstairs. He's got it on. So he's got it going on. So it's not an issue. I mean, it's not. There's no comparison. Yeah, there's no comparison. But unfortunately, Joe Biden's weaknesses are playing out on the world stage and putting America in jeopardy. Can you tell us what your thoughts are in terms of that cognitive ability over the coming years? Isn't this a situation that worsens over time? And he wants to run for president again for another 4 years. This is absolutely absurd. And Maria, think about what's happened during his presidency. We've now absolutely emptied our strategic petroleum reserve. We've allowed Iran to go from 4% being centrifuged uranium now up to 60%, getting very, very close to a bomb. And we've skyrocketed the number of individuals who've come across our borders that we even know about who are terrorists. So it's again, he's not a smart human. And then as we move forward, his cognition is declining further and further and further. And you can only hide in so many basements.
You're right. Another issue we want you to cover and get your take on, this new warning about a potential terrorist threat in the United States. CBS News is acquiring an intelligence report which says violent extremists will look to attack against targets in the West, with New York State being a focus. The report also warning that terrorists could be targeting protests, group gatherings, and other public events. Congressman, we were worried about this certainly before the Hamas war, but even FBI Director Christopher Wray says that has taken it to, quote, a whole nother level. So what are you expecting in the way of terrorism in America?
Well, you saw wacko Susan Sarandon going off and thinking she has a platform to speak, which she actually doesn't know anything about. It's inciting violence now. And again, back to the point of the border, which we know every town hall that I do, that's all they talk about. We've let so many people in the country, we don't know who they are, where they're from, where they're going. And with such a meteoric rise in the number of individuals caught on the terrorist watch list, how many have gotten in this side? So we're at a hypercritical state, but 90% of it has been self-inflicted by his policies when he's supposed to be cognitively okay.
Todd Pyra?
It's always great to talk with you, Congressman. I hear a warning like this, and I ask myself, okay, Todd, you're in New York State. That's where you work. What am I supposed to do with this information? Am I supposed to run scared, never go out of my house? Because that lets the terrorists win. But also, you know, I have a responsibility to my family to try and stay alive. So I never know what to do with this information.
I wouldn't be going to big gatherings, frankly. I'm sorry, but...
I can't disagree with that. You don't want to run scared because that's what the terrorists want. And you can't live your life afraid. That's what the Democrats wanted us to do during the entire pandemic, run from fear, from fear, from fear. That said, it's always to be, as much as you can, alert of your surroundings. Good Lord, all my years of martial arts, that's what they always taught you. Be aware of your surroundings. That said, if you're in a big group, God forbid on Times Square, somebody could sneak in with a backpack and have a dirty bomb in there, and you'll kill hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Wow. It's a very, very challenging time in the world right now, and Biden has made it much more dangerous.
Adam.
Thank you, Maria. And doctor, if I may call you doctor, you know my view on politicians. Thank you for granting me a moment. One of the things that I wrestle with is trying to see the beloved Republican Party so shattered, whether it's Freedom Caucus at one side or everyone else on the other. When are we going to see Republicans actually come together and work as a team the way Democrats work as a team?
You know, I'll go back to the fact that there's a 24/7 news cycle and that some of our Republican colleagues, and I'll go flat out to my Republican colleagues, had now become in love with their celebrity status. And they're saying absolutely asinine. We had one on the floor the other day attacking Republicans, and that clip is being used across the nation. You know, these people need to grow up and stop chasing the camera, stop putting makeup on their face in the morning, and actually understand the world doesn't revolve around them, and that their vote is one vote. It doesn't matter any more than my vote, and it's fractured us. And if we end up in the minority next year, it's absolutely rests on the failure of these particular individuals, not our Republican policies, but these particular individuals for causing it.
Well, that's a great point that you make, Congressman, and I know it's been quite difficult. By the way, do you want to take that back, that all politicians are not sleazy right now?
I'll take that back, Maria. I think we've
I'm
got
a surgeon. I'm just a surgeon who dabbles in politics.
You have,
so
you have effectively stomped out the notion. But before you go, Congressman, I want to get your take on this. Republican lawmakers are calling for an investigation of an air base in North Dakota after service members received a text warning that the text warned them to stay away from a Turning Point USA rally featuring a pro-Trump speaker. House Armed Services Committee member Corey Mills posted on X, Air Force Base in North Dakota warns airmen not to attend rally featuring pro-Trump Tyler Bauer or risk jeopardizing military career. This command should start preparing for an Armed Services Committee hearing investigation now. A spokesperson for Minot Air Force Base told Fox News Digital it was an unofficial message, Congressman. Where did this message come from? Is this the White House trying to spread hate around Trump and any Trump supporters? How is this possible that it got to those
Maria,
airmen?
It gets back to what has happened. It's what's gotten back to what's happened during the Biden administration. It began in Afghanistan, the politics now involving the military. We always knew it did on some extent. But the fact that General Milley and General Austin did not resign when Biden wanted to go into actually remove everybody from Afghanistan. And all the branches have gone woke. I think the Air Force may be more affected. I tried to get a young girl in the Air Force Academy, in the Air Force the other day. I'm a physician. I take care of her problem. They wouldn't let her in, who had to take one pill a day, but they're going to let transgenders in that have to take multiple pills, multiple shots, multiple surgeries, and then psychiatric care all the time. So it's absolutely gone woke. This message does not surprise me, and it's put our military readiness at severe risk.
Yeah, and you also see the Pentagon right now spending on woke services, Congressman. It's just incredible what's going on at the Pentagon during probably one of the most dangerous periods America has faced with aggression from China, aggression from Russia, and beyond.